Hello viewers, in previous lecture we have discussed about the introduction of alkanes and the IUPAC of nomenclature, and today we will discuss about the formation of alkyl groups and the types of carbon atoms and isomerism in alkanes, sources of alkanes, methods of formation, that is by Wood's reaction, Core-House reaction or by Kolbe's reaction. So, first we will start by the formation of alkyl groups. So, an alkyl group is formed by removing one hydrogen atom from an alkane. They are named simply by dropping ane from the name of the corresponding alkane, because in alkane we are using ane as suffix and ane in alkyl group replaced by yl. So, alkane minus ane plus yl is equal to alkyl. So, alkane in this case is to be known as alkyl group. Example, if alkane is equal to R, then alkyl is equal to R bonded by single bond. As in this structure we are seeing that here these are the alkanes, that is methane, ethane, propane and butane. Here the suffix ane is to be used in the parent chain, that is the parent alkane molecular formula is CH4 using for methane, C2H6 or CH3 for ethane, C3H8 for propane and C4H10 for butane. And when we are converting them into alkyl group, then the subtraction of single hydrogen atoms takes place. So, CH4 minus H having CH3, C2H6 minus H having C2H5, C3H8 minus 1H having C3H7 and C4H10 minus H having C4H9. So, these are the alkyl groups which are derived by the subtraction of one hydrogen atoms individually. Now, we will discuss about the types of carbon atoms. Carbon atoms are of following types, that is primary carbon atom means that is a carbon bonded to one other carbon. In this structure we are seeing that this carbon is attached with this another carbon. So, this carbon is known as primary carbon atom. Secondary carbon atom, in which a carbon bonded to other carbons. So, in this example we are seeing that this carbon atom is joined by these two different carbon atoms by sigma bonds. So, this carbon atom which is centrally localized is to be known as secondary carbon atom. Tertiary carbon atom, in this a carbon bonded to three other carbons. In this example we are seeing this is the central carbon atom is joined by, or you may say chemically bonded by these three different carbon atoms, that is carbon 1, carbon 2 and carbon 3. So, this centralized carbon atom is to be known as tertiary carbon atom. So, in nutshell we may say that branching is also common in carbon-carbon skeletons. Different carbon atoms can be identified with respect to the number of carbon neighbors as primary carbon atom having one carbon neighbor, secondary carbon atom having two carbon neighbors and tertiary carbon atom having three carbon neighbors, and quaternary carbon atom which is having 4 carbon neighbors. As in this structure we are seeing that this carbon is bonded by this another carbon, that is the neighbor carbon atom. So, this carbon is to be known as primary carbon atom and this carbon atom is bonded by these two different carbon atoms, hence this is known as secondary carbon atom, and this carbon atom is further bonded by this carbon and this carbon, means total 3 different carbon atoms, hence this is known as tertiary carbon atom. And in this case this centralized carbon atom is bonded by 4 different carbon atoms like this carbon atom, this carbon atom, this carbon atom and this one. Hence, this centralized carbon atom is known as quaternary carbon atom. Now, we will discuss the isomerism in alkanes As we have already discussed in previous lecture that isomerism means same molecular formula having different structural formulas. So, alkanes with more than 3 carbon atoms can be arranged in various different ways, forming structural isomers. The simplest isomer of an alkane is the one in which the carbon atoms are arranged in a single chain with no branch. So, this isomer is sometimes called the N isomer, where N is known to be normal. So, it is not necessarily the most common. So, however, the chain of carbon atoms may also be branched at one or more points. The number of possible isomers increases rapidly with the number of carbon atoms. As in carbon number 1, there is no isomer, and this compound which is having one carbon is known as methane, and carbon number 2, this is also without any isomer and known as ethane. Carbon number 3, this is also without any isomer and also known as propane. Carbon number 4, here we are having two different isomers, one is normal butane and another is isobutane. So, 5 carbons having 3 isomers, pentane, isopentane and neopentane. We have already discussed that what is isopentane and what is neopentane in previous lecture, and now this is the carbon 6 which is having 5 isomers as hexane, 2 methyl pentane, where methyl is a substituent group, pent is parent chain and ane is suffix, 3 methyl pentane, 2,3 dimethyl butane and 2,2 dimethyl butane. These are the isomers which are having different structural formulas. Say for example, here we are having 12 carbon atoms, of which total number of isomers are 355, that is 355. So, the first 3 hydrocarbons of the series as methane, ethane and propane do not exhibit isomerism. The next hydrocarbon butane, as we have discussed, that is C4H10, exists in 2 isomeric forms. Butane and isobutane are constitutional isomers. Isobutane has branched chain constitution, whereas butane has continuous chain constitution, or we may say the unbranched chain. So, this butane is the first alkane to exhibit constitutional isomerism, because the previous members of this series, that is methane, ethane and propane, they do not contain any constitutional isomerism. So, butane is the first alkane to exhibit constitutional isomerism. This is an example of chain isomerism which arises due to the difference in the constitution of the carbon chain. Here we are having the structure of normal butane. So, there is no branching, straight chain is there, that is carbon 1, carbon 2, carbon 3, carbon 4, and here we are having the structure of isobutane where branching is going on. So, this is the CH3, CH, CH3. Now, this central carbon atom is branched by this methyl group. So, this is isobutane. Number of theoretically possible isomers increases sharply as the homologous series expands. So, there are 2 isomers of butane which have the molecular formula C4H10. This is a common molecular formula for both of the isomers. As we are seeing in this structure, the common name N-butane, isobutane having the UPSC name butane and 2-methyl propane. As we are seeing is in this molecular diagram that these parent chain, that is carbon 1, carbon 2, carbon 3, carbon 4 having different hydrogen atoms attached with them by sigma bonds and having skeletal diagram in zigzag position, that is carbon 1, carbon 2, carbon 3 and carbon 4. Now, in isobutane it is also known as 2-methyl propane, and this is the molecular diagram. This carbon attached by these different carbon atoms and having the molecular skeletal diagram like this, carbon 1, carbon 2, carbon 3 and carbon 4. So, this is the skeletal diagram of isobutane. Similarly, there are 3 pentanes which have the molecular formula C5H12. Carbon 5 means pent, ane is the suffix for alkanes So, common name for the pentanes is N-pentane, and another common name is isopentane and neopentane. For normal pentane, the IUPAC name is pentane, and this is the molecular diagram which is showing the parent chain carbon atoms in straight form and the skeletal diagram in zigzag form, that is carbon 1, carbon 2, carbon 3, carbon 4 and carbon 5. In isopentane, IUPAC nomenclature is 2-methyl butane. This is the carbon 1, carbon 2, carbon 3, carbon 4. This is the second carbon which is having methyl group attached over it. In skeletal diagram, it is more clear that this is the carbon 1, this is carbon 2 and this is carbon 3 and this is carbon 4. So, this is the carbon 2 which is having methyl group over it. Now, in neopentane, which is also known as 2,2-dimethyl propane, as per the structure or molecular diagram, we are seeing that this central carbon atom is joined by different carbon atom, that is this carbon atom, this carbon atom, this carbon atom and this carbon atom. So, this is also known as quaternary carbon atom, and as per the skeletal diagram we are seeing that carbon number 2 having 2 methyl groups, that these 2 methyl groups are located on same carbon atom, hence known as 2,2-dimethyl propane. Now, we will discuss about the sources of alkanes. By various sources we can get the alkanes, or you may say the saturated hydrocarbons. So, the two main sources of alkanes are natural gas and petroleum. Both of the substances are frequently found together in underground deposits. Natural gas contains only the more volatile alkanes of low molecular weights. It consists chiefly of methanes and progressively smaller amounts of ethane, propane and the higher alkanes. The propane butane fraction is separated from the more volatile components by liquefaction, compressed into air cylinders and sold as bottled gas in areas not served by a gas utility. Natural gas contains about 80% methane and 10% ethane, the remaining 10% being a mixture of higher members. So, the principal source of alkane is petroleum. Anaerobic decay and millions of years of times and pressure have transformed the complex organic compounds that were once living and breathing and animals into a mixture of alkanes ranging in size from 1 carbon atom, that is methane, to 30 or 40 carbon atoms. These are also known as higher alkanes. Forming along with the alkanes and particularly abundant in California petroleum are the cycloalkanes, known in the petroleum industry as naphthalenes. Petroleum is a chief source of alkanes containing up to 40 carbons. So, you may say that petroleum is the member of higher alkanes. Now, we are discussing the method of formation. In these methods, the alkanes are prepared by the following procedures, that is Wurtz reaction, Kolbe's synthesis, Korehouse reaction and decarboxylation of carboxylic acids. So, first we will discuss Wurtz reaction. In this, alkyl halides, as we are using the term alkyl halides representing by R x. Here in this structure, R is alkyl and X is shown to halides. When heated with sodium metal in dry ether solution, give rise to higher alkanes. The reaction is known as Wurtz reaction. So, Wurtz reaction having two molecules of the alkyl halide lose their halogen atoms as NaX, where N replace R, okay, which is used for alkyl groups. So, ultimately we will have NaX. The net result is the joining of two alkyl groups to yield a symmetrical alkane, that is RR type, having an even number of carbon atoms. So, here we are having the chemical reaction. This is the simple mode, that is Rx, that is alkyl halide, sodium molecule, then another alkyl group along with halide. In presence of dry ether, we get symmetrical alkane, that is RR. It may be CH3 CH3 or CH3 C2 H5 etc., and this is the 2 NaX. For convenience, we can see that this is the methyl bromide when react with 2 atom of sodium, or you may say that 2 alkyl halide or methyl bromide when react with sodium in presence of dry ether, we can obtain ethane, that is CH3 CH3, or you may say C2H6 and 2 NaBr. So, the mechanism involve the formation of an extremely reactive organosodium intermediate. The reaction between two different alkyl halides and sodium gives a mixture of products that are difficult to separate. For example, methyl chloride and ethyl chloride when treated with sodium give 3 products as propane from the combination of methyl chloride and ethyl chloride, ethane from the combination of 2 molecules of methyl chloride, and normal butane from 2 molecules of ethyl chloride. So, here we are seeing the chemical reactions. Here this is the ethyl chloride and another molecule of methyl chloride when react with sodium in presence of dry ether, then we get propane. This is the saturated alkane having 3 carbon atoms, that is carbon 1, carbon 2 and carbon 3 along with NaCl. And in this chemical reaction, we are seeing that 2 similar methyl chloride reacts with sodium in presence of dry ether, and we are getting ethane, that is C2H6 along with NaCl. And in this reaction, we are seeing that ethyl chloride and another molecule of ethyl chloride when react with the sodium in presence of dry ether, then we are having or we get normal butane, means straight chain having 4 carbon atoms, that is carbon 1, carbon 2, carbon 3, carbon 4 and NaCl. So, here are some limitations which are to be used for Wurtz reaction, that is, as the reaction indicates, the use of 2 different alkyl halides in Wurtz reaction always leads to a mixture of alkanes, and another limitation is the separation of these alkanes is not always easy because of little difference in their boiling points. The problem of isolating the desired product limits the usefulness of this method to the preparation of only the symmetrical alkanes. So, you may say that Wurtz reaction is appropriate for the symmetrical alkanes manufacturing. The second reaction is Kolbe's synthesis. This is basically a electrolytic reaction in which when a concentrated solution of sodium salt of a carboxylic acid is electrolyzed, an alkane is formed. Electrolysis of the alkali metal salt of a carboxylic acid gives CO2, that is carbon dioxide, and an alkane which contains twice as many carbon atoms as the alkyl radical of the acid used. The reaction involves the formation of the carboxylate radical. Decarboxylation of this radical gives an alkyl radical which forms the alkane on dimerization. So, Kolbe synthesis completes on anode and cathode. At anode, we are seeing that RCOO Na is converting into RCOO negative and sodium positive. Now, this RCOO, where R is an alkyl group, is converting in RCOO free radical along with the releasing of 2 electrons. Now, this RCOO converting into 2R, that is alkyl group which is having an electron. So, this is known as free radical along with the removal of CO2, that is carbon dioxide. Now, at cathode, so these alkyl free radicals converting into a saturated alkane. Free radical means the reaction intermediate which is made up by the homolytic cleavage of covalent bond. So, here it is showing the unpaired electron, and these are the short lived, so highly reactive, and finally, we are getting these alkanes, and sodium when combined with electron, we will further having sodium free radical along with water moiety, NH moiety and hydrogen moiety. So, finally, this sodium carboxylate when react with water molecule, we get the alkane at anode and NaOH at cathode. Now, as well as sodium acetate further converted into ethane, that is C2H6 at anode and NaOH at cathode. So, this method is particularly suitable for the preparation of symmetrical alkane, that is those the type RR, you may say CH3 that is C2H6. Corey-House reaction, this is the another method for the preparation of alkanes. This is the versatile method for asymmetrical coupling of two alkyl groups, involves the use of lithium dialkyl copper reagent, also called Gilman reagent, that is LiR2Cu. The reaction is known as Corey-House synthesis. It is a very good method for preparing pure alkanes from alkyl halides. So, here we are seeing that this is the methyl bromide when react with lithium in presence of dry ether, converting into methyl lithium along with lithium bromide. And in this reaction, this methyl lithium when react with this CuI in presence of dry ether, then we get lithium dimethyl cuprate. Now, this lithium dimethyl cuprate react with CH3 CH2Br, that is ethyl bromide, and we get ultimately propane. This is the straight chain alkane along with CH3Cu and lithium bromide. This method is particularly suitable for the preparation of unsymmetrical alkanes. Now, we are going towards decarboxylation of carboxylic acid. It is also an excellent method for the preparation of alkanes. So, first we must have to know that what is the carboxylation. A carboxylic acid has the formula RCOOH, where R can be hydrogen or a hydrocarbon group such as an alkyl group. The hydrocarbon group could equally well be based on a benzene ring. The sodium salt of a carboxylic acid will have the formula RCOONA. In decarboxylation, the COOH group, or you may say the carboxylic group or COONA group, is removed and replaced with a hydrogen atom. When the sodium salt of a carboxylic acid is heated strongly with soda lime, that is NaOH and CaO, a molecule of carbon dioxide is split off as carbonate and an alkane is formed. It is to be noted that the alkane so produced contains one carbon less than the original acid. So, here we are seeing that this is the RCOH and this is the RCOONA. When decarboxylation takes place, we are getting RH, that is the forms of a simple hydrocarbon with one fewer carbon atom. For example, if you heat sodium ethanoate with soda lime, you get methane gas formed, as here we are seeing that RCONA when react with soda lime and in presence of heat we get alkane along with Na2CO3. Or in another example, we are seeing that this is the sodium acetate when react with NaOH, then we get methane, which is a saturated alkane along with Na2CO3. So, viewers, in this lecture we have discussed about the formation of alkyl groups and types of carbon atoms, that is primary carbon atom, secondary carbon atom, tertiary carbon atom, etc., along with isomerism in alkanes. In it we have discussed that the methane, propane, butane, pentane, how they are converting several forms by isomerization, along with the source of alkanes, means alkanes we are getting naturally or synthetically, and methods of formation means how to manufacture alkanes. In this we have discussed Wurtz reaction, Kolbe synthesis, Corey-House reaction and decarboxylation of carboxylic acids. And in next lecture we will discuss physical properties of alkanes along with chemical reactions or properties, mechanism of free radical halogenation and orientation, reactivity and selectivity of alkanes. Thank you.